Quarterback Robert Griffin III is at it again with talks of a comeback to the NFL. Griffin is turning the worst possible destination in the minds of most Washington Commander fans. He says he'd love to make his return with the Dallas Cowboys. Seeing how Griffin plays a similar style to quarterback Dak Prescott, it would make a little sense for the Cowboys to kick the tires. It makes a ton of sense for Griffin since he grew up in Texas. That part, I get it. I also get that there's very little chance of this dream of Robert's coming true. But Griffin didn't stop at the Cowboys. Oh no. He also named the Atlanta Falcons and Chicago Bears as teams he would love to play for. Going back home to Texas with Dallas Cowboys, I know a lot of Washington fans don't want to hear that, but that would be a great situation for me. The Atlanta Falcons being there with Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder would be a great situation for me. Going to Chicago with Justin Fields to try to help as much as I possibly can in that quarterback room would also be a great situation, according to Robert Griffin III. The last time we saw RG3 in the NFL was during the 2020 season with the Baltimore Ravens. He played in 4 games, which included 1 start. He passed for 42 yards, completing 57% of his passes for 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Sure, it's a small sample, but this is pretty much what he's been for quite some time. Why would any NFL team would be interested in bringing him back at this point when there are plenty of young, hungry, healthy quarterback prospects out there that could basically give you the same, if not better, which is mind-boggling. Yes, Griffin was very good at one point in his career, but that was 10 years ago. An excellent rookie year was followed up by an average year, 2 coming off a major knee surgery. I understand that if that injury at the end of his rookie campaign never happened, we might be looking at RG3 completely different. But it did happen, and his career began to rapidly wind down following the injury. He was never the same after that. Knowing this, I think it's delusional for anyone to believe he deserves another legit shot at coming back. If a team brings Griffin in, then more power to him, but I just don't think it's possible. Robert didn't play at all during the 2021 season, and just because a player can still run an impressive 40-yard dash, it does not mean he's ready to compete on Sundays. How about throwing this opportunity over to Colin Kaepernick? Sure, he's been out of the league for 5 years, but I don't think he'd be much worse than Robert Griffin. But we know that isn't going to happen. And why? It's time for RG3 to accept his career for what it was. I'm just not buying the fact that NFL teams are still interested in having RG3 in their quarterback room, and for those teams that might consider it, good luck with that.